play obstacle course in the house because there are a lot of other things.
Hey
like
everyone,
that
we are at the booth with Ken Oliver, and he's cleared out the booth just for us. It's just us, and he actually has, of course, his color burst, but he has liquid metals, and he has a whole new line of ink that he's going to show us what we can do with it. So let's turn the camera, and he can. Here is Mr. Ken Oliver. Applause,
no
please.
introduction needed.
There we go.
There he is.
Hey everybody, how are you? My name is Ken Oliver. First thing I gotta show you, this is so exciting. It's the latest set of color bursts. These colors are so vibrant. We've called this the Galaxy set because it's like all the like colors of deep space, like Jupiter and solar flare and terrestrial and night sky and deep space. And in this set, we've included one bottle of liquid metals so that you can add those shimmery highlights to your color burst work. Now, color burst is so much fun to use. We're up to 42 colors right now, which is really awesome. You can see them all up on the wall behind me. See all those colors up there?
Hi, Melody.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah,
look at all those.
So I gotta first kind of show you the color burst colors, and then we'll get to the inks in a minute. Because the color burst colors are so exciting. So I'm gonna make a real quick Galaxy background right here. I'm gonna spritz one of my mixed media boards with water. What I'm working on is a mixed media board. It's a high density matte board that does not warp when it gets wet. It's very, very, it's sturdy. It's very sturdy. But the front side is covered with watercolor paper, so it receives color burst very well. So watch how cool this is. I'm just gonna sprinkle some Galaxy colors on there and let them do their bursty work. There's some solar flare and some Jupiter. We're gonna put in some night sky.
Oh my God, look at that.
Isn't that wild? And now some deep space. And if I really want to develop those colors, woo!
Oh my.
I could put it on a little bit more water and let those colors really kind of work together. Like, see how they just kind of like all blend together? And then to add in stars, I would want to dry that real well first. So if you don't, do you mind if I dry it?
Oh, please do.
All right.
We're fine with this.
Thanks for joining me live from Creativation 2018. It's really an exciting show. And I'm gonna speed along the drying process a little bit just with some paper towel. And that lifts up a little bit of the color. So now we're starting to get that, it looks like deep space.
Who is that? I can't turn my head far enough around.
Come up for you.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
You're doing well.
Good.
You would think.
Now let's add some stars to this.
Oh, the star stuff is really awesome.
I've got liquid
See
metals,
this.
and I'm going to shake this up real well because there's a lot of little metallic particles in there.
Yep, absolutely.
Real glittery stuff. I'm gonna squeeze some of my palette.
Look at the cohesion. It shows you how good that material is just by looking at that.
Well, the other thing too, I'm working on the best ever craft mat. It's my craft mat, and it really is the best ever craft
It is.
mat.
We have both the small and the large.
Yeah, they're
We
awesome.
love it. Everybody loves it.
Now I'm making stars with liquid metals.
Looks like a lunar eclipse. Somebody was saying. Yep.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Well, Galaxy looks are so popular right now because of, we did have the eclipse last year. There's another eclipse coming up. Star Wars, Star Trek, there's all kinds of cool stuff. And Northern Lights, it looks like Northern Lights. So look how cool that is. I want to get that dry.
It does look like the Aurora Borealis.
Doesn't it?
Yes. That is gorgeous.
But there's more. There's always more.
Wait, there's more. Yes, Melody, it does make you want to play. So somebody was asking, is the color burst a powder or liquid?
It's a powder.
It is very
It's
powder.
very
Super fine.
intense, super fine watercolor pigment in a powder form.
Melody has a project to finish. Look at that.
So that looks
wow.
great.
I
But
love
now
it.
really to bring this out, I'm gonna reactivate some of the color and watch what happens. I'm gonna just spritz it with a little bit of water. And I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. And so what's happening now is the color burst is saying, ooh, water, I'm getting dissolved. And it's gonna like lift itself out.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at
See how that makes a beautiful galaxy?
So, yes. Oh, so pretty.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
So that's our
man.
brand new Colorburst Galaxy set that includes 5 new intergalactic colors plus liquid metals.
Right.
Awesome.
I love that. But the real thing you gotta see here is our new Colorburst ink pads. We took our best-selling set of Colorburst, they're the Caribbean Brights, and they're beautiful colors like turquoise and tangerine and fuchsia and chartreuse and orchid, and we put that into an ink pad.
Look at those.
So this is really like the marriage of Colorburst dyes and pigments. So this is a water-reactive ink that has a lot of beautiful texture in it, and it also has a lot of real depth in it. It has, it's very viscous and kind of creamy.
Yeah.
So I'll grab another one of my mixed media mat boards, and I'm going to show you just a few ways that we can apply.
I love it too, Melody.
That we
Melody
can
said she loves your stuff.
We can apply this direct to surface like so. See that beautiful Colorburst color? So this Colorburst ink pad is the answer for anybody who loves the vibrant color of Colorburst, but may be afraid of working with a lot of water. Because sometimes maybe you don't want to get a lot of water on your craft table.
That is so gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty? And it has that interreactive quality with water. I can just give this a little bit of a sip of water, and it's going to reactivate that ink. And I'll blot a little bit of that water away. And look at that beautiful background we just made. So you can see how Colorburst has like little flecks of color. Our inks also have that little compound colors with little flecks of other colors, and it has a really chalky finish. So there's here, I'm going to show you another way to apply it. You can use a stencil too, and
This is going to look really cool. Oh.
it looks really nice. Give me a minute to get my stencil untangled here.
And this is just foam, like
Yeah, he was
artboard.
mentioning, yeah, it's
No,
I
artboard.
love it.
No, it's
not
not.
artboard. What is
This is my best, I'm sorry, it's my water media or my mixed
What?
media. This is,
I will have to hurt her.
this is our mixed media board. It's a high, we already talked about it. It's a high density mat board that it does not warp when you get it wet.
Oh.
And we have this in 6x6 and 12x12
Wow.
sizes.
Wow.
So watch this. I'm going to stencil a little bit with this.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm going to lay a
Floral.
stencil down. I'm going to
Absolutely
put my
gorgeous.
mat out, or my ink out
I
here.
love this stuff.
I'm going to grab one of my new stencil brushes.
Oh, these brushes are awesome. Can't wait
They're
to get
really
them.
nice. They're well balanced, so they feel good in your hand. And the bristles are tapered, so that you can get down inside the nooks and crannies of your stencil. So I'm going to pick up a lot of nice color here. And then I'm just going to start stenciling. And I'm going to make circular motion.
Somebody asked, how does it show on black or dark colored mat
good.
or papers?
Well, it has a certain amount of opacity.
Right.
So it does show up somewhat, but really shows up the best on white or lighter colored papers.
Okay.
It is opaque to an extent though. And I think I want to do this area over here with tangerine.
Yum.
I love a good tangerine.
Yes.
How do you clean your brushes if you need to? Just
These
water?
are water soluble, so these brushes wash clean. But then they do take about 24 hours to dry, because it works for stenciling. It works best to have a very dry brush.
Right.
So when I'm at the show, or if I'm working in my studio at home, I try to have like one per color family. So I've got one for orange and red, one for blues and purples, one for greens and yellows, and one for turquoise.
There you go.
The obvious.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more color.
Yeah. Somebody was just saying that orange is absolutely beautiful.
It is.
It's tangerine.
It's even.
Just gorgeous. Turquoise. Yeah, that's Melody's favorite color, turquoise.
Oh yeah.
You taking off? All right, buddy. All right. Yeah, you bet. So it says, yeah, the brushes are the same as the Clarity stamp for the ones that they use in the UK, somebody was saying.
So we made it so that those brushes, like a stencil brush, our stencil brush, is widely available in the USA because it's easier now that it's in the USA rather than trying to order a stencil brush from out of the country. But they're a little different.
Yeah, Misfit, that is a gorgeous stencil, isn't it?
Isn't that beautiful?
The stencil is gorgeous too. So.
Very easy to do.
Very, very
I didn't even show you a blendy background yet, so we can create a blended background.
Look at that stencil.
I know. I'm
gorgeous.
Awesome.
These, I'm telling you, when you get your hands on these inks, you are going to love them.
And that
what's this
stencil
color?
brush. That stencil brush is amazing.
What is this color?
This is tangerine.
Is it
I'm sorry,
oh,
it's
I'm
fuchsia.
sorry.
So
Fuchsia.
have you used have you shown using your re-inkers with that?
Not
'Cause
yet.
that's how you got kind of the dots on that, right? No? Maybe?
No. Which one?
Right
Which
here.
one? I'm sorry, the margarita is kicking me now. This one right here.
No, that he just
Yeah,
lifted
That's just
off with the
water.
paper towel.
Our inks are
Yeah.
interactive. Maybe you should go sit down for a while. You'll feel better then.
You must.
Never give him a
So if you didn't hear, this color is fuchsia.
Yes.
Kind of an orangey pink.
It is actually picking up a little orange because I use it with a tangerine.
Sure. And now we're gonna go to the orange.
This is a tangerine.
Now I want some sherbet.
Yeah.
Looks like sherbet.
So that looks like a beautiful sunset.
Yes.
Isn't it?
I could come back with some lime green and maybe make. So this would be a beautiful background to stamp on.
Yeah, it will.
I think I could even do my edges with the violet.
I like purple and orange. The violet is gorgeous.
You bet. We're glad to be here for you guys.
Oh, isn't that cool? Now we have
Yeah.
a background that we could stamp on.
Oh,
We could
yes.
put die cuts on there.
Gorgeous.
We could cut out a vinyl piece and make something to put on the
Gorgeous.
wall.
Look at that.
But it like gives you a really subtly blended background. And if for some reason you're not happy with it, we could change it up just by giving a little spritz of water.
Paper towel.
Look at that.
And now we've got a wholly different look.
Fantastic.
I love it. Oh,
Nice job, Ken.
So thanks for stopping by today.
you, Ken.
It's been my
Thanks for
pleasure to
having
show you this. And I know that you're going to love our new Galaxy set of Color Burst. And you're also going to really, really like using our Color Burst inks.
That was wonderful.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ken.
Have a
Goodbye,
good one.
everybody. Well,
Bye.
we enjoyed that you got to see Ken Oliver in action there. He got some great stuff out there. So we will go to our next booth here in just a little bit and figure out what we're going to come back to you on the next one. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Who's that?